You know who you'll never get to meet, Colby?
Who's that, Barry?
The Candy Elves. You know, and they're awesome, but you'll never get to meet them because you guys keep killing them.
They're extinct.
What's going on, guys? My name is Barry.
This is Colby.
And this is Who Watches It. What's going on, guys? Welcome to the second week of Christmas month.
Jingle, 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 jingle.
Where my ho-ho-ho's at? It's always like the easiest. Like, someone's gonna be like, "Stop perverting the Christmas spirit." Yeah. Today we're doing I was like, at first I thought this was a full moon movie with the with the length of time I saw on the run bar. Yeah, like as you guys know, this month Colby is picking the movies for Christmas. Since I believe I got Halloween.
Yeah.
But before we get to what the movie actually is, we have a little Dr. Seuss for you to do a little rundown. Season's greetings, but in this Lake Tahoe cabin, it might be season's bleedings.
Oh.
That's what they said, right? When Olivia's peace gets disturbed by an animal, and she takes it in, but unknowingly takes in a manimal.
What?
A vamp in her garage might complicate her home. But let's find out in 20... see, that didn't rhyme. In my head, it always rhymes. But let's find out in 2021's Red Snow. You gotta just accentuate the N and the O.
Exactly, yep. Yeah, I've listened to enough music that you know not every song, like every line rhymes. They kind of just fake it.
You just gotta do like what Eminem does. He manipulates the word to orange, Dorge.
Exactly, yep.
She put it in her mouth and it gorged. Busted it all in there. Now she's a baby daycare storage. It's so funny that all these people make fun of Eminem for doing stuff like that.
You're right,
but he's still the GOAT. So
right, yeah. Well, he's like still like
I know Tony
top 5 rappers of all time, whatever.
Yeah, I remember Tony Yayo says he's the black hockey skater or hockey player. The GOAT. Today we're gonna be talking about. I guess this is like a pretty much an indie film, right? The 2021 movie Red Snow. It is.
So the director has written and directed quite a few short films.
Okay.
And this is his first feature-length indie film. And I didn't know that before, but like then after they said that, I was like, oh, this does feel like just a really long short film. That doesn't make any sense, but you know what I mean.
What's funny about this too, when I went to go look up the movie, just to look it up, like where to watch it and everything. Looking at the cover, it's very reminiscent of like an early 90s, late 80s like sex horror. With like the eyes over this snow cabin. I was like, oh, okay.
Yep. The heck? Yeah, you could see where his influences come from.
Yeah, but it is. You could also, as I was watching this movie, I was like, this has to be like the first time, right? Like this director maybe has made a longer, like it almost felt like a really long YouTube video.
Right, yeah.
Like not to say that that's like a bad thing. But, you know, there's definitely a lot of things for him to polish up on.
Yeah.
Right? But let's talk about the movie before we really get into it. It opens up in a cabin in Lake Tahoe.
Right.
Oh, wait, no, actually, no, sorry. It opens up with, like, I think, was it like a guy
you're
or
right.
girl?
There's a little pre-credit or pre-opening scene.
Yeah, like like the opening kill.
Yeah.
Was it a guy or a girl that was like out in the field?
It was a girl.
It was a girl. She's out in the field.
She's looking for her dog.
Yeah, stupid dogs. Just be like a cat, and just be like, oh, I guess he'll just come back later. Because for some reason dogs can't come home, eat whatever. No, but unfortunately she gets murdered by vampires.
Yep.
Again, like also like what's funny is like like in movies when you see people living out like in the forest or like having a cabin in the woods or whatever, and like you see people walking in the woods during the nighttime, like there's a fucking street lamp somewhere. But I remember the first time I was like, I was sixth grade. It's like our graduation gift from our school was to go camping for a week.
Okay.
In Lake Arrowhead in California. I had like never been out I've been in the Philippines, so like that's like also like a weird thing. But like in the woods, it's like a different type of dark.
Yeah. I understand. I was Cub Scout, Boy Scout. I remember doing the camping.
Yeah, so you definitely know that there's like different levels of darkness. And darkness in the woods is like way scarier than things because of like, when I was living in the Philippines in the provinces, everything was flat. There was nothing obstructing my view or what little view I had.
Right.
Because the moon will illuminate
a little bit at least. Yeah.
Bit. When you're in the forest, like the trees are covering the moonlight.
Yeah.
So like the little
and even if the little moonlight gets, you're like still like I can see like 8 feet and there's a tree and then nothing past that.
Exactly. So I was like thinking, I was like, how dumb is this girl going out into the dark without a flashlight?
Right.
Small things like that's what I was like kind of noticing with this, but no, yeah. So she gets caught up by some vampires, and I believe there's like a scuffle too. Like we don't see it, but we do hear like a chase going on.
Yeah.
We don't know who's chasing who. We figure it's the vampires chasing this woman, but there's other
dogs
things
out there
on.
running around, trying to stay safe.
But then the next morning we cut to a cabin in Lake Tahoe this time, and it is a girl. She's getting ready for the day. I was like, wow, she's kind of living the life right now. She got her own spot.
Right? It's a nice cabin too.
I know, but she has to make a little money because she still got to pay utilities and property tax, right? After you've fully paid off something, do you still have to pay property taxes?
Oh, yep. So you don't ever really own anything. The government still owns it.
Yeah, right.
And then, if you, I always think about that. Like you have I always think about that. Like you have a house, and like somebody dies, and you're like, oh, nobody's lived in this house for 30 years, and now somebody, their relatives. I'm always like, that doesn't happen. This person died and that they left this house for 30 years. The government's going to come and repo it.
Right. Either that or, what's it called? Well, okay. So like the only way that could possibly stay open or whatever is like if there was like a trust that like the government is constantly taking money out of for the property taxes, right?
Yeah.
But then again, also like a squatter can just claim your house.
Right.
Like, this started to blow my mind because I was like going through like the TikTok rabbit hole. That like someone could just come into your house and hole up there for a specific amount of time, and now that's their house.
Yeah.
Why?
Yep.
All right. But no, see this girl.
Yeah, right. And then you can't just ask them to leave. You have to like formally evict them.
It's garbage. That's garbage. Squatters' rights should be that was like a thing from like a long time ago.
Yeah.
It needs to be revised, if anything. But no, we noticed that this girl, her possible job is her writing these vampire erotic novels, which I think she's doing. You never really get, what is it, touched by a vampire?
Yeah, that's pretty much what she's doing.
Yeah, like the cover is probably Fabio with some fangs.
She's writing like Twilight stuff.
Twilight's so whack. I think I watched Twilight just because like the girl was like, well, if you watch it with me, I'll suck your dick. And I was like, wow. Yeah, I gotta watch a movie for that. I watched a movie for less.
I was like, all I got was ice cream out of it.
Oh man, but no, she gets a letter in the mail and she's gotten rejected. Publishing house rejected it. It was like like, hey, we. It's funny. Every rejection letter is always like the same copy and paste. We don't want this to discourage you.
Right.
Keep writing.
Yeah, and then she goes to put it in her drawer, and there's 15 other letters in that drawer. So, this is either not the first time somebody has rejected this book, or she has had multiple books rejected.
All right, it's like she's been revising over and over, trying to get it to pass.
Yeah.
I mean, I think at this point in time, you really could just go self-publish. Right. Just put that shit up on Amazon. Fucking just go to Fiverr. Can be like, I need a erotic graphic cover title for my erotic vampire book.
Right, and then just go straight digital.
Right? I mean, even now you could just use AI to just be like sexy blonde vampire caressing brunette woman, like nerdy brunette woman. It's always like shit like that. One nipple exposed from the man. It's very Fabio. Like it's funny how those like covers have not changed.
Yeah.
Right?
I totally remember. It was like there was a one of the like soap operas that my mom used to watch. She didn't watch very much, but there was one, and then like always the opening scene, there was the guy with like the long hair, and he had an eye patch, and he was lifting weights, and he had like this like tank top on, but there was a little rip, like, and just his nipple was like sticking out of the little rip as he's like lifting weights, and he's all sweaty. It was just part, and like it was part of like the opening credits, like, so every single episode, like, you saw that little scene.
Yeah.
And it was always like, oh,
those cover titles are never like a guy doing taxes. Like, oh, fuck, I want to do the CPA. I mean, maybe now, I think a lot of those like high powered like professions have been highlighted by the money hungry women and men. Can't just say women, they're the gay guys.
Right.
It's so funny. All right, let's get back to the movie. I'm just saying, like, it'd be nice to normalize normal shit. It's not always the vicar, you know what I mean? Fucking the chimney sweeper. But no, and so she gets on the phone with her sister, and at this point, I didn't know she was a Hispanic, because her sister, like, they're talking, and she's like, "Can you just come back to the city? Like, like, mom left you the cabin because to live, not to live at, but not to live, like, have your whole life revolve around the cabin,
right?
But have it be a part of you."
Yeah, it's like that's your place, like Misery. Like, hey, I go up this cabin, and it's where I think when I write, and then I, once my book is done, then I go back to the city, and I live there for a year, and then it's time for writing again. Go back up to the.
Man, that's fucking sweet.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
It's a sweet. But no, yeah, and so she's like, yeah, my kid's Mr. Tia, and I was like, oh, she's Hispanic. She kind of just looked like a goth girl, yeah. But no, she's like, no, like, I think I want to be here and everything. So she gets into the night, and then all of a sudden something smacks against her window.
Right.
And it's a bat.
Yeah, and it's pretty beat up.
Yeah, and she's like, ugh. But then she goes back into the house, and she Googles how to treat a wounded bat, and so she does. It's still very careless. I mean, bats do carry like rabies and stuff.
Whatever. So do mice and raccoons and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm not taking either of those things in my house either.
I had a pet bat for a while, so I know that they are kind and gentle creatures.
Yeah, they also piss on themselves.
He peed in his cage.
Oh, where did you get a bat?
So my mom was another mom story. She was a professor at UNLV, and they were building dorms because they didn't have any dorms at UNLV, or they only had a very little amount, and so they were expanding and building dorms, and the dorms got infested with bats.
What?
Because it was big spotlights and stuff around the dorms as they were building at night.
Yeah.
And so it attracted a whole bunch of bugs, but they didn't have windows or anything in yet. So the bats would come and fly around at night around the lights, eat all the bugs, and then they would go into. And so the one of the workers actually caught one of the bats in like a shoebox, and he brought it because Mom was a biology professor, and so he was like, I want to bring this over to make sure they don't have rabies and make sure they're not like vampire bats.
There are vampire bats.
There are, not
like the vampire that you're thinking about, but like that's just their name, right?
Yeah, but not in Nevada. They have little small insect bats. So she was like, oh yeah, no, it's fine. It doesn't show any signs of being sick or anything, and so there's nothing to worry about. Just shoo them out and put the windows up, and you don't have to worry about it. But then she brought it home because she wanted to show me, and she was like, hey, look, we had bats. And the idea was she was going to come home, show me, and then like we were going to let it go. But she showed me, and then we like took it outside, and we like fed it some insects, and then it didn't go. It didn't fly away, and like the next day it was like still there on the side of the tree, and it was like, well, why don't you come on inside, little Mr. Bat? And we set up a little
like a bird cage.
It was actually like, we used to also have snakes, so we had like a really big snake aquarium, and then we just turned it like sideways so it was up and down.
Yeah.
And so it could actually fly around a little bit in there. We only kept it for maybe 6 weeks, and then it was like, it felt like wrong to
keep it in.
Yeah, so then we let it go. But we did see it around it was weird. We saw it around the yard often for maybe the next 6 months. We did have cats, so I don't know if that's why we stopped seeing it.
Evil. See, cats, pure evil. Apex predators. But no, yeah, so she takes it in, she like takes care of it and everything, and then all of a sudden in the morning it's transformed into a naked man.
Yes.
I was like, oh man.
Where she kind of freaks out because she like walks in, because she has it in her garage because she doesn't want the bat flying around the house. Yeah. And then she goes into the garage, and like the box is destroyed, like ripped into little shreds, and there's a
naked blonde guy,
full-grown man who's naked.
Yeah.
And bleeding from his side.
Yeah. So she freaks out, and all of a sudden the man comes to her door.
Yep.
And he's like, have you heard about the Lord and Savior? So, no, he comes in, short little interview. What was he like pretending to do? Canvassing or something like that? Yeah,
he was just like, hey, I was letting the people in this neighborhood know, because there's most of the houses are empty because of the season, but there have been these like fugitives that have been spotted in this area. We just kind of wanted to see if you had seen them around, or if to warn you about it, kind of. But mostly he's feeling her out. He's like, oh yeah, she knows these people.
I mean, when they first meet, like, she's holding a knife towards the garage. So I was like,
that's right. Yeah, because she's freaked out because that happens immediately after she leaves the garage.
Yeah, but as they're having this conversation, there's noises in the garage, and she's like, oh, that pesky cat. And he's like, oh, okay, lady.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, if you see something, say something. Here's my card.
Yeah, it's some organization.
Yeah, is it Sedona or something like that?
Something like that, yeah.
I mean, he does show her the photos of the so-called fugitives.
Right.
And he's like, it's these two, but this one's the most dangerous.
Right, and that's the one that she's got in her garage.
Yeah. So like, I was like, oh man, this guy's really setting this up. This guy's like fucking Lestat from the Anne Rice novels.
And then he starts making jokes about vampires, but she's got vampire books like on her coffee table. Yeah. And so he's like, vampires are real. And she's like, no, they're not. And it's like she's thinking about it like, hopefully they are.
Oh, right. Like such a fucking fanatic. Like,
Yeah.
this very misery right now, like how it's
Totally,
happening.
yeah.
But, no, she ends up leaving and then she ends up going back into the thing. Oh, no. She goes to the deli.
No, she
I
goes and
believe, right?
sees him
Okay.
first. Yeah.
And then they talk a little bit. He's like, blood.
Yeah.
I need blood.
And so she gives him a box of her mom's old clothes. She's like, I don't really have any guy clothes here, but I never threw my mom's old clothes away, so at least you could put it on and stay warm.
Yeah. And he's like, bleh. So that's when she ends up going to the butcher, and she's like trying to be like, can I get a pound of flank steak? And how much blood do you have? Which, I mean, to be fair, like, there's various cultures out there that use pig's blood for, like, different dishes.
Right, yep.
Like, Koreans have the blood sausage dish. That's like a beer, like, dish. Mm-hmm. Or something you pair with beer. Like, the Philippines has, like, something called dinuguan, which is, like, a blood stew. Which, I mean, sounds weird. And also, like, I always wonder is, like, well, who's the first? You know what I mean? Like... It's the same with the milk, right? Like, Dave Chappelle said it was like a pervert. that was like, I'm going to suck that cow's tit.
That's true. But at least I don't know, like the milk, at least, you're breastfeeding as a child. Yeah. You're like, oh.
I wonder how those titties taste.
Yeah. The same color, same thing, right? It's got to be. Let me just roll under this cow here. And...
First of all, if you guys don't know this, you never drink fresh cow milk. It has to get like pasteurized or something,
right?
Because there's a lot of like bacteria or something like that. Yeah, things that you like a human can't have. But yeah, like also like it's just like how do you end up using like blood from an animal to cuisine? I don't know, man. Like I've always wondered that as a Filipino, like. As soon as, like, someone told me what dinuguan it was like, ugh, I don't want it anymore. I wasn't too fond of it to begin with. And then, someone's like, yeah, it's blood.
I guess no part goes to waste.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, you're Polish, right? Did your parents really grow up with any... like Polish food?
When I went to like see my grandparents, we got some stuff, but we got like stuff like borscht, which is like beet soup.
Oh, you know what like, though? I think
sausages and stuff like that, but it was never really any.
Yeah, but like it doesn't like I think there's a country in Europe that has like a fish dish that's like steeped in like anemia or something like that, or like whatever that. What is that? That's that cleaning agent, right? Like an ammonia. Sorry. Amenic or whatever. I don't know what else. Yeah, ammonia. There's like some sort of like maybe it's Norwegian or I think could be Polish. So that's like I think every culture has like a dish that like I don't get that unless you're from there. Like or like the cheese from Sardinia.
Oh, with the maggots in it.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you trying that?
I probably would, but
that's poop.
It's not poop.
It is poop. It is cheese eaten by maggots. It's like it's that way because it's digested and they poop it out.
Whatever. It's cheese.
His love knows no bounds for cheese. I'm sorry. I think the thing is like $3,000 a pound too. You can't even buy it.
So like there's a lot of. I'm pretty fussy eater. But I have an incredible way of like I could take like 2 bites of something and then just swallow it. Yeah. Like like it's like somebody's like, "Hey, have a drink," and I'm like, "Oh, this tastes terrible. Let me just pour it down my throat real quick. That way I can order a drink that I enjoy."
Pause.
Whatever. It's like, oh, I gotta eat my vegetables, so I'll just shove them all in my mouth and a little sip of water, and I could swallow them all whole. It doesn't matter. So I feel like that's the problem with that cheese. If I put it in my mouth and it was gross, I would just swallow it and then I would have like a stomach full of live maggots. That's probably where the health issues happen.
I don't think that cheese would be gross. But, you just don't want to see how the sausage is made. You know what I mean? Like they have to eat it for a reason. I think they described it. It's like, oh, it's very creamy. And I'm like, ooh, this is poop. Two girls, one cup.
It's creamy like,
yeah. But
little cream-filled maggots.
So she ends up getting the pig's blood, and then she like warms up like mugs and mugs and mugs of it because the vampire is like more. At first, he's disgusted.
Yeah.
We all know pig's blood is, it's like being a vampire vegetarian.
Yes.
Angel from Buffy,
right,
was a pig blood drinker.
Yeah.
And then like, what did he describe it as? He's like, that's like me giving you. This is like human blood is like ice cold beer, and then pig's blood is a warm piss.
Yes.
She's like, oh, I'm sorry. But they do start to talking. This is where we kind of get like a little bit of background. Because he's like, yeah, oh, that guy is Julius King. He's a vampire hunter. He's the best. And, she's kind of running down like vampire lore.
Right. Yeah. She's like, you got to tell me the rules.
He's like, what rules?
It's like, does garlic kill you? And he's like, no, but it tastes really bad.
Or he said he breaks out in hives.
Yeah. Will sunlight kill you? And he's like, no, but it hurts. It's kind of like getting kicked in the nuts.
So, apparently it's more painful than giving birth.
Does a steak in the heart kill you? And he's like, yeah, pretty much a steak in the heart kills anything.
Yeah. Sorry,
he's like sarcastically telling her answers without really lying, but not really.
Yeah, it's very blurred. He's never giving like a definite like answer to anything. It's funny though. Sorry, I was just like a stupid little I think podcast joke where it's like I 100% can tell you right now that getting kicked in the balls hurts way more than giving birth. Because you've never met anybody that's like, hey, I want to do that again. It's so stupid. But what's it called? Yeah, so they kind of run down. They kind of get a little bit friendly. But then, like, she goes to take out, like, all the little blood containers.
Yep.
And then Julius King notices her.
Yeah, he's spying.
Yeah, scoping her out and everything like that. And then meanwhile, every night that like Luke is there, because we learned his name is Luke, there seems to be people outside. The first night he's freaking out because he's thinking it's Julius King.
Right.
Which, I mean, it is technically, but it's also like his vampire buds.
Right. It's the two that we see at the beginning that killed somebody.
Yeah. So and then the second night they start to get a little bit more friendly, and he's like, "Hey, can I sleep inside?" He's like, "No." He's like, "Well, can you give me at least a magazine to read? I'm so bored."
Right. So she's like, "Here, read this," and it's her manuscript.
Oh, that thing is thick too. It was 8.5 by 11. Yeah. Jeez, that thing is.
Yeah,
it's like 200 and it was probably like 300 or so pages.
Yeah,
but
it's a Harry Potter novel.
Yeah, man. But he reads it like in the morning. She actually asked him for feedback, and he's just like, I mean, it was cool. Like your main character sounds pretty cool, but your vampire is so whiny.
And you named him Vlad. Vlad is like the least cool vampire name. Why don't you name him like
Zach?
She's
like, what? She's like, yeah, you want a vampire to be able to integrate himself into society. You can't integrate yourself if your name is fucking Vlad.
Right.
And he's like, okay, well, I mean, what else do you? He's like, this fucking castles suck.
Yeah, your story's based in like ancient Romania. Have you ever been to Romania? Yeah, it's terrible there. Yeah, like you gotta go. This should be like Paris or New York,
Tokyo.
Yeah,
you gotta go somewhere where it's totally cash money. Because he's like, yeah, being a fucking vampire is so fun. You have eternal life. the rules don't apply to you. No taxes. I was like, well, hold on. I'm like, listen, even if you're still an immortal being, you still have to be able to pay for shit. But I guess he doesn't because he transforms. But still,
right?
You know, like,
I mean, hey, you get an orange. You're a little fruit bat. You get an orange, and you could survive on that for 3 days.
I don't think vampires work that way.
It's true. It's probably not fruit bats. It's vampire bats.
Yeah. I mean, you definitely have to pick a very if you're a vampire, where would you base yourself out of?
Yeah, probably a major city.
Right, like something highly dense.
Yeah. So if somebody disappears or dies, it's not going to be front page news.
Exactly. Like, like Tokyo sounds cool. I wouldn't go to Tokyo for us just because we're foreigners.
Right.
They'd be like, oh, it's a white guy. He keeps eating all this cheese. He gets all these cheeses delivered to the house. It's disgusting. It smells. Or like me, Filipinos, I think they look at us like lower class people. or like, because we go there, like, we're like just the immigrants that like come in and take all the cheap labor in Asia. I was like, geez. So probably not there, but like, yeah, someplace like New York, high dense, a lot of foot travel, so you don't have to like use cars all the time.
Right. Yep.
Obviously people disappear there all the time. Maybe Chicago. But Chicago's another.
Miami, if you want to like get the sun and the fun.
Oh, right. Yeah, Miami's a good place too because people get eaten by gators and stuff.
Right, and it's a very transient. Like it's lots of tourists and stuff in and out. So
and there's the Florida man running around, so you have to worry about that guy.
Yeah.
Seattle, if you want to be a little broody, a little grungy.
Yeah.
There's plenty of play. I would never like.
At this point, San Francisco, and you can eat all the homeless people you want.
Oh, no. They're all, like, drugged out. I literally, I was like, the last time I went to, like, San Francisco, there was a homeless dude taking a shit in front of me. And I was like, I'm never coming back. This is like when I used to, like, go there every summer because my grandma lived there. And I was just like, there's a homeless dude taking a poop right there. Crime rate is, like, super high there, too. So, yeah, very, very nice places to, like, really feed on humans.
Yeah.
For some reason, he says Lake Tahoe is a cash money place, but he's like, I think you're just trying to feed into, like, whatever situation that you're in. But, no, yeah, so she gets pretty decent feedback, He's like...
Right.
Listen, your main character is cool. She has a cool profession. She would never be into a guy like Vladimir.
Yeah, right.
He's all gloomy all the time, and so she actually takes that in, and they get a little bit friendlier and everything. So like the next day, she actually goes into Julius King. Oh well, later that night, Luke puts his hand on the wall and he's all like, I'm not ready yet.
Yeah, that's the first time you realize that these people are his pack, his brood.
Yeah, or whatever, his 28 day or 28 night.
Oh,
my God, what is it called?
And we started off when what was the bad guy's name? The vampire hunter name.
Oh, Julius King.
Because after he leaves, when they kind of give them the information about, or when Luke is talking about it, he's like, yeah, that's when we made the joke about the sugar elves. He's like, well, you don't even know. I might be the last living vampire because he is so good at his job. I mean, that organization, they've that's why you don't see unicorns and dragons and sugar elves because they've eliminated them.
Right, and it's like, it has to be holy water from a priest that's never diddled again. I was like, Jesus. Which I was like, you know what? Fair point.
Right. Yep.
So like, she goes into like his car in the morning after, and then like he goes rummages through his stuff, sees his like file. Somehow she's able to crack the code of this organization's iPad, because it would be just the company name.
Yep.
But no, like she goes shopping and she goes back to the garage and he's like, "Here's a gift," and it's like just nice normal like clothes, and he's like,
right.
me and my mom.
At this point, has the vampire hunter already? Because if she broke into his...
Oh, yeah. Sorry, yeah, no, the vampire hunter, he realizes after, like, going rummaging through the trash...
how many blood containers
that
are empty in the trash can?
Yeah, because, one, you could be like, well, maybe she's a real big fan of Filipino cuisine. No, yeah, he does. He calls the company. He's like, I'm going to attack. She's sheltering this vampire.
Yeah, and there may be civilian casualties.
Yeah, so, like, he ends up fighting. She ends up distracting him, and then Luke is able to feed on him.
Yep.
And that dude is going in.
Yeah.
Oh, he looks like a guy that was like, "Hey, you could eat donuts after his cut." Have you seen that before? Like, have you seen those bodybuilders after their competition? I saw a bodybuilder take a whole dozen like Krispy Kremes, smush them all together, and then
eat it like a hamburger.
Yeah. I was like, "Yo, your body's about to fucking go into overdrive with the sugar." But no, yeah, sorry. And then that's when I think that was like the day previous to this, to the day where she rummages through the car, goes to where Kroger or like Mayhear, whatever. Oh, what's in Lake Tahoe? Oh, Walmart. Fucking, I'm talking like I've never been to Lake Tahoe. Yeah, like a Walmart, or bought him some normal clothes, and like because Christmas is very important to her,
right?
Because it was important to her mom.
Yep, and her house is all decked out. She walks around singing Christmas songs.
Oh yeah, and then she has one of those little calendar candies.
Little Advent.
Is that what they're called?
Yeah.
I was like, I'm just gonna open these all up now. Oh, but yeah, and like they actually have a decent Christmas Eve.
Right. Yep.
Right. She does fall asleep, and he's like, oh, neck exposed,
staring at her jugular.
Yeah, it's like me looking at a side boob. I was like, oh.
I just want to bite it.
Yeah, but he holds himself off, and she wakes up, and she's like, she goes up for bed, and he's like, "Are you not gonna lock me in the garage?" And she's like, "No, you could sleep in the guest room."
Yeah, it's Christmas Eve. You could sleep in the guest room.
Yeah, and he's like fighting these urges, and then so she goes into the she gets ready for bed and everything like that. Meanwhile, his squad.
Yeah.
I don't know, what do you call a group of vampires?
Isn't it a brood?
Oh, maybe
or clan or.
Yeah, I think it is a brood. That does sound right, because like a wolf is a wolf pack.
Yeah.
So yeah, probably a brood, or because I'm thinking about crows, and that's a murder.
It's a murder. Yep.
That's such a cool name for your group.
Yeah.
Someone said, "Why isn't a group of squid not called the squad?" But no, yeah. So like we learned that the female vampire seems like someone who holds power over Luke somehow.
Yeah, she seems like she's the alpha.
Yeah. But he's like, "Oh, let's just get out of here, Julius King is dead." And they're like, "Oh, what? Yeah, he's in the garage. I'll show you his body." And so, it seems like he does invite them in.
Right, yeah.
He's like, "Yeah, come in." And they're like, "Oh, okay, let's go check out this body." No, she goes straight for the room that Olivia is in, and so like they have a little standoff. Olivia's like, Luke stalked them while he's like he's being restrained by like the Hawaiian vampire guy.
Right, yeah, who's much larger than him.
Yeah. He's like, he can't help you. Look at him. He's so weak.
Right. He get shot. Well, it was a crossbow, I guess, is what he said.
He's still healing.
Yeah.
And so like she's like, "I'll give you, to be nice because of the hospitality you showed Luke. I'll give you a 10-second head start."
Yep.
It's funny. There's a Key and Peele skit where they're vampires, and he's like, "Why you keep doing that, man? You don't even have to do that. Look, it just comes out in and out, And have you ever seen that skit? And he's like moving his fangs up and down.
No.
Also, you have to re-record this. But yeah, no, she makes it to Julius King's car, and she's able to drive away. And then she's like, Luke is like, "Oh, she got away from you, huh? Stupid."
Right? Yeah, because even the girl vampire, she doesn't expect the that the vampire hunter's car is out there with the keys in it.
Exactly.
Because she doesn't know what to do with the car, so she's just like, I'm just going to leave it out there. But she runs out. Keys are in it. She gets in, drives off. It's got a whole trunk full of
Vampire hunting tools.
Garlic, holy water, and spikes and a crossbow.
But I think her name is Jenna. So I think Jenna's like, "Oh, let's go hunt. I'm bored. Let's go hunt." So they hunt these like three dudes that are coming back from a bar, probably, or coming back from it looks like they're sledding. Because they had one thing. It was like, "You guys want to party?" I was like, first of all, are you fucking stupid? Like, you meet a stranger at night. It's a hot chick, And then she's like, "You three want to party?" I'm like, "Yeah, we're gonna get murdered." So no.
Right? Yeah, it does sound fishy.
For guys, listen. If it's too good to be true, it probably is. Yeah. You're probably gonna die. Don't let your dick lead you there. Go home. Oh man, and then yeah, so they completely obliterate these three. It looked like Luke was almost resisting it all.
Yeah.
Until he has the most brutal kill. He Jason Voorhees this guy.
Right. It's pretty good. It's all for practical effects, but pretty well done.
Yeah,
and super gory. Yeah.
Super gory for this part. Meanwhile, Olivia is in the car. She calls the organization. She's like, "I need help. Julius King is dead." And he was like, "All right, well, we can get back to you on July." We're just so backed up right now. And he's like, "What? You guys can't come here and kill the three last vampires?" And the guy's like,
"They just kicked me out of my house. You can't come do it today?"
Yeah, it's the three last vampires. Last.
Right? There's probably 1,000 vampires.
Yeah. And she's like, "Well, what about the candy elves?" And he's like, "Candy elves?" Talking about the Keebler elves? Those guys are cartoons, lady. They're not real. No. And so she's like, "Fine, I'll do it myself."
Yeah. It's like, "Oh, I don't recommend that." Click.
Yeah. And so after the vampires kind of get blood drunk, which I feel is the same thing as milk drunk for babies.
Yeah.
Those are hilarious. Have you ever seen a baby milk drunk?
Yeah.
And it was you can't hold your milk. She's able to take out the Hawaiian guy first.
Right.
At first.
Because he's sleeping.
Yeah. And he's in the living room.
Yeah.
And he's able to lure her out into the sun, which doesn't really it maybe kind of stunts his vision a little bit.
Yeah, he's like, "Ow, ow, ow, oh," and he kind of gets used to it, and then he's like, "Now you're in trouble."
But he stakes her. But she stakes him, and he dies in the snow.
Right.
And then
it's a little bit of a fight. She shoots him with a crossbow, and he's like, "Well, you didn't hit any vital organs, so."
"You stupid bitch, I'm going for it."
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to remind you guys, this movie's only an hour and 20. Probably an hour and 17 after the credits. This movie's really short. But she gets back into the house, and she fights with Jenna. They have a pretty decent scuffle. But what's it called? Luke ends up kind of being the turning point because he distracts Jenna.
Yeah.
And she's like, "What happened to you? This girl takes you in, and now you become all weak."
Yep.
You fucking bitch. But then what's it called? I forgot how you. Did she stab him in the back, Jenna? What's it called? Olivia's able to sort of take advantage of the situation, and I think stabs her right in the throat or something like that. Kind of really anticlimactic as far as a kill for probably the main bad.
Right.
The thing. Well, no, Jenna does throw holy water onto Luke's face.
Yep. Burns his face up.
Yeah, but then Olivia gets hold of the crossbow again, and they have a little standoff with her and Luke, and
Right.
it seems like Luke is trying to,
Sweet talker.
sweet talk her. Yeah, she's like, "Yeah, your book is so fucking good,"
Right, yeah.
Except for Vladimir, haha, they have a little chuckle and all that stuff. But then she sees the gift that he had gotten him, all bloodied, and she's like, "Oh, you are just a killer."
Yep. Is that the sweater that I bought you for Christmas?
I was
and
like,
he's like, and she's like, crossbow to the heart.
yeah, I was like, that was the turning point. Your fucking sweater is like, ooh, fucking virgin. This girl had to be. She's fucking awkward. I like we watch so much movies, and this is kind of like one of the times where I was like, I do not like this main character. I was not a fan of her.
Oh, see, and I liked her more than the vampire.
Yeah, like the vampire seemed a little bit more interesting just because there's like, I felt like he had more levels, in this small runtime that we had. This guy I think had more levels because it's always like the internal struggle for the character that kind of gets me like more interested in him. Like take Marvel. Like Loki is probably the most interesting character in Marvel's entire cinematic.
Correct. Yes.
That's why I love the show for it, because like his show, it can kind of work without the Marvel stuff.
Right. Yep.
It could just work as a well told sci-fi.
Yeah.
And so but Olivia kind of came off to be, okay, sorry. Let's finish this up. So she shoots him, and then like it'll be like, and he calls his sister back, and the sister is like, the kids want to say, Merry Christmas to their tia and all that stuff. So they have that conversation, and then it cuts to 10 months later.
Yeah.
And now she has a book out.
Right.
Called Seasons Bleedings.
Yep. And there's a big old line of people to get the book. Yeah,
and then one of them is one of the people from the organization, and he's like, we think we might want your talent.
Yep.
And she's like, sorry, I'd rather just write about it. And I was like, what? No, you want to be a fucking vampire hunter so you get more material for your next book. Like, come on. You think fucking Anne Rice would pass up this opportunity?
Yep, exactly.
She's like the biggest vampire, author, right?
Right.
She has to be, right? They've made so many movies and shows.
And I think
they
even make it a joke when the vampire hunter comes in and sees her book. He's like, "Oh, you're a writer. Who do you want to be like Anne Rice?"
Yeah, exactly. And so she's like, I'd just rather just write about it. And so she goes back to her cabin.
Yep.
But then she's warming up 2 mugs. And I was like, what? And then it becomes a misery situation. It turns out Luke is still alive, and she is starving him
for stories.
Yeah, for revisions.
Yep.
That's what she's doing. She's like, oh yeah. And he's like, what did you write? And it just says blood, blood, blood. Oh. I'm like, first of all, lady, this is not smart of you.
Right.
This thing is probably, I don't know how long it's been alive. Maybe it's like, Brad Pitt from Interview with the Vampire.
1,000 years.
Yeah, Lestat,
Yep.
Remember that interview with Christian Slater? I don't know why I like Interview with the Vampire so much. It's just like, whenever it was on TBS, I was just like, all right, I guess I'm just watching this. When the movie's like 2 hours long.
Oh, it's really long, isn't it?
Yeah.
Almost 2.5 something.
Well, with commercials, it's 3.
Oh yeah, yeah.
40 minutes of commercials, so we know. But then she pours the blood all over him, and he's like, I was like, man, if this had an end credits, that is him fucking busting out and just eating her.
It kind of they did a little credits and then they showed that scene, so that's kind of the end credit.
I know. No, I'm just saying, in my head, I was like,
right.
He's just biding his time and he's gonna fucking kill this girl.
They're saving it for a sequel.
Yeah. I'm alright. No, the movie ends right there. Before we get to our thoughts about this movie, let's go to our different section. We have high star, low star.
Okay. Okay, so our high star is 7 out of 10. Yeah. Sorry, there's nothing average about this film. Reading the external reviews on IMDb hooked me. The reviews were all over the map, and that is unusual. And they're very curious, so I checked it out. The story is very Stephen King-y, with lots of little twists and turns. Keeps everybody interested right up to the last scene. Some of the dialogue, not all, but some, is razor sharp and funny, especially the bit about the poor genocide candy elves. For a low-budget indie, the production values are sharp and the acting above average. The film has really won some awards in the horror niche. Best of all, it holds the interest, which, as I keep pointing out in my 1,700 plus reviews, is what a film is supposed to be about. Could easily find a cult following, and it deserves one.
And then we have 1 out of 10. Awful. I've seen better movies for a school project. This must have had a $1,000 budget, if that, and it shows. Now, this isn't always a bad thing. Plenty of movies have been good despite being cheaply made. This is not one of them. It's very stiff, unfunny, uninteresting, and worst of all, it goes exactly the way you'd expect. I don't know if I'd say that. Like, the ending was like, oh, okay. Ended up like Misery.
Right, yep.
Leaving zero payoff and zero reward for suffering through it. I kept watching, hoping something redeeming would happen, but the ending is obvious from miles away. Was it? And the overall effort is weak. One minor note that is, it's not a Christmas movie. It simply takes place during Christmas.
Whatever.
Which also added nothing to the film. Sorry, diehard fans. Yeah. You know what? Like, I think for me, like, this movie, I didn't like the main character, mainly because she seemed there. I think if they had filled in a couple of like little holes here and there to kind of explain why she's isolated herself, why she's here in the mountains, you know, because like we do get a little exposition about her background where she's like, well, my mom left me this cabin because she felt like I wouldn't be able to pay for my apartment, and she was right.
Yeah.
So like, what is it like? Do you have like social anxiety? You know, something like that. Like maybe you don't have to explain it to me, but like, show me her taking a pill. You know, for like when she goes to the grocery store, she has to take a pill for her social anxiety or something like that.
Right. Yeah.
That would kind of like fill in some holes for me. We're like, okay, that's why she is the way she is. Other than that, she just looks like a fucking loser.
That's weirdly how I took it. That she was kind of a loser, and she was just like a failed writer, and she didn't want to do anything else, so she just was like, I'm just gonna live in this cabin till my book becomes published. And I am super obsessed with vampires, and now one is here, and I'm just fanboying out, and I'm going to listen to everything he says, because in the movies, the girl always falls in love with the vampire, so that's what should happen. And she's all like giddy, like,
oh, yeah, I'm gonna suck his vampire dick.
Right, like, yeah, I'm totally like, I was waiting for like her to be like
sex scene or something.
Yeah, I'd be like, yeah, it's Christmas Eve, why don't you come on upstairs, kind of thing.
Yeah. Oh, like, you know, it does seem like one part I forgot to mention is that he does mention that like I can't make vampires because I wasn't born a vampire. Mm-hmm. Again, like, you know, very, very, very loosey-goosey with the rules, because, you know, like in Anne Rice's vampires, you're not supposed to make baby vampires, like kid vampires, because they never grow old.
Right.
And so, like, you know, but then you're like, oh, maybe it's like fucking Castlevania, you know, where you can be born a vampire. So, yeah, the vampire, like, lore is all over the place.
Yeah, I'm like, none of it, like,
matters here.
Like, it doesn't really matter. And none of it, like, goes contrary to, you know, people's beliefs on vampires. It just kind of loosely jogs around them.
Yes. Oh, see, that was like another thing that I wish they had really filled in is like, why is she so obsessed with vampires? You know, because for me, it would have been like, you know, it would have been nice if, like, you know, as she was telling Luke, like, well, you know, like the Christmas my dad, like the Christmas I had where my dad died previously or that year, you know, me and my mom watched Interview with the Vampire, and then I had a sexual awakening. And that's why I'm so obsessed with vampires. Something like that. Like, give me a little piece of why you're so obsessed with vampires.
Yeah, I said, like, I didn't need that. Like, I know people who would get obsessed over, you know, whatever their fandom is, and there was no really, like, critical takeoff point. It was just...
There has to be.
There doesn't have to be.
Okay, do you remember your first horror film?
Not really.
You don't?
I'm not really sure.
Oh man, mine's there's a Filipino anthology called Shake, Rattle, and Roll. See, that was like, then I was like, oh, horror seems kind of cool, and then, you know, obviously it's steamrolled into like Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street. I can tell you everything. I can tell you the origins of my life, Cole. My favorite color is green because Phil said it. Reptar was green from Rugrats. And then compounded with the fact that the coolest ranger was the Green Ranger.
So true.
I just
Long
wanted,
live
like,
Tommy.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah, Jason. It was JDF, Jason David Frank.
Yeah.
Yeah, R.I.P. man. Yeah, so super sad for him. But yeah, no, like, you know, just give me a little piece. Like, why do you love vampires so much? Like, for you, it's like, why do you leave cheese so much? Yeah.
It just tastes good.
Exactly.
And then it just was like my name, so it just kind of just.
But see, there's a reason, you know. You're like, ooh, I'm gonna taste this cheese.
No, but I like a cheese. Before that, it just kind of it went together, so I just kind of.
Well, also because
made it a thing.
you also abstained yourself from eating vegetables and stuff, so
It's true,
that pool is very small. And let's be real, the 80s and 90s were not very health conscious. I mean, they were, but they weren't.
Yeah, right.
Like, oh, you know, slather anything in cheese. Yeah,
It's made from milk, so it's got to be good.
No, I just wanted like a little piece of like, why are you so obsessed? You know, that's it. That's just something like, why? You know, like, it was like your first book. Well, you know, maybe that's a book that you and your mom read, because she seems, you know, I'm like very nitpicking here because this movie's only an hour and 17 minutes at best.
Right. Yeah.
But I think that would have helped me like this main character a little bit more.
And see, I feel once I read that this guy, that the director had previously done short movies, shorts, it made more sense, because in a short you don't have that really that like any background on people. You're like, we're starting here, like.
Yeah, it's like a
halfway into the story, and then we're gonna finish it. You know, it's
it's like a comedian's opener. I need you to give me a tight 15.
And it totally, like, that's totally how this felt. Like, the things that were, like you're saying, that were missing are all the things that they wouldn't have put in a short.
Yeah, that's true. Like,
and it was just like it took a short, and then they this was like, you know, they were like, hey, I wrote this short, and it should be I'm feeling like 50 minutes. But that's way too long for a short, but it's a little short for a movie, so we'll just kind of pad some stuff in there and make it...
Yeah, make it a tight 117.
Yeah, like it could have been like the original story was just like the girl, like the girl vampire, and there wasn't the Hawaiian one. And they were just like, we'll add like a second vampire out there. So what's one more fight scene?
Yeah.
You know, something we can expand on this just a little bit. Make our hour 22 so that we make it into full-length movie.
Yeah. You know, like, you know, another thing is they could have added is like Julius King having like a fucking squire. You know, man or woman, doesn't matter. Like a younger person, someone under his tutelage.
Yeah.
his dark tutelage. But no, yeah, I think there's small things that they could have really done, because if you guys want to watch a well done, like a short turned into a full length movie, do you remember the first segment of the VHS with the siren?
Yeah.
Or the succubus or whatever it is. So I think it is a siren, because they made a full feature of that same girl.
Oh, okay.
And in there, and she's also a siren. And that was like, oh, that had a budget behind it though, because it was like you could tell like the quality of like the movie was
right.
really, and the special effects obviously was really good for that, because it's like it's like a really well done blend of CG and practical. Because like remember in like the first segment of VHS, she like splits her face.
Yeah.
That shit is gross. I remember watching that show. Ugh.
But quick fun fact: the Vampire Hunter.
Yeah.
He was from the '80s. He was the bad guy with the mohawk from the Mad Max movies.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say he was Van Helsing. I was like, oh, that's sweet.
And then he was also like Arnold's main nemesis in Commando, where he and Arnold like have full out fist fight, like in the, I don't know, basement of whatever.
Oh man, how the mighty have fallen.
Right, yeah. So he's in a handful of movies.
He looks super familiar. I was like, that guy looks so familiar.
Yeah, he's older, so he's shrunk in stature quite a bit. Because he was the one that was like the giant guy that like stood up. It was like standing up in the dirt boogie thing in Mad Max.
He's in Weird Science.
Basically same part. He's like the motorcycle gang leader who comes in where they pull the Weird Science kid pulls the pistol on him.
Oh man. Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm pretty sure if I go once I go through this guy's like thing, he's gonna be in a whole bunch of things I've seen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I've seen Lilith from 2018. Wow, he's in a lot. This guy's been busy. I'm sorry. I apologize, Mr. Vernon. You have not fallen, good sir. You have done good work.
Yeah, I don't think he was ever like really like
big,
like a main character, but he's always like
consistent.
The big bad guy. He's like the hitman for the or like the bodyguard for the main bad guy or whatever.
He could just never hit the MacGruber status. But or not MacGruber. God, what's the bad guy's name? What's Snape's name in what's Rick Allen's name in Die Hard?
Oh, yeah. Hans Gruber.
Hans Gruber. Okay, that's why I keep thinking MacGruber, but I was like, I think that's the SNL.
Yeah, that was an amazing movie. So bad.
All right, wait, hold on. What would you rank higher, MacGruber or Master of Disguise?
No. I say MacGruber was bad, but it was like really, really good bad. It was like genius level bad movie.
So then, who's on top?
Master of Disguise has a lot more flaws. It's a little boring, and that's kind of like the review I read. That's boring is like the worst thing a movie can be.
Yeah, if you're gonna be a bad movie, you gotta really lean into things. And that's one of the things I do want to say about this is like I think it took itself a little too seriously.
Yeah, I can see that.
You know, I think this would have been like more well done if like it had levity in the moment. Like the moments where like him and what's it called, Olivia and Luke are talking, and they're kind of talking about lore,
right,
and all that stuff. That was really interesting. I like that. I want to see how, because then through that you're getting sort of a glimpse of like the world building for this like world.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, they have unicorn. That's fucking cool. What the fuck is a candy elf?
Right.
It's a keeper elf, by the way, guys.
But because you got a movie like Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
Oh man.
Like, that movie did such a good job. It was spoof, but it wasn't silly. I mean, like, there was lots of funny parts, but it wasn't like the scary movies. Like, it wasn't like a...
Yeah, it wasn't a parody. Full parody.
Right.
Yeah, like, yeah, because in... wow, oh my gosh. Dale and Tucker versus Evil, it almost feels like a Scream movie. Like, sort of meta to like, the cabin in the woods type of, like, situations.
Right, exactly.
Yes, I mean, like, yeah, this movie, I felt like it could have really benefited from just going a little bit of a more goofy route.
Yeah.
There's not much left to say about this movie. We're up to like an hour. We're almost gonna pass the movie. The movie runtime. So let's go to our last section, guys. If this is the first time you guys are joining us, thank you guys for joining us. Make sure to check out our other months. We got something for everybody. We got In Space Month. We got Space Debris Month.
Space Debris Month. we got a Nick Cage month. We got like themed off people. Nick Cage, Danny Trejo months. Of course, all the seasons. Hey, we're Christmas. We've got multiple past Christmases. You can go check out everything that we've done before.
Yeah, multiple past Halloweens. We just got a ton for you guys. Definitely check that out. But we do our reviews in 4 different sections. We have Stream It, DVD It, Blu-ray It, and the Ultimate Box Collection. Kobe, where are you at for this one?
I really did enjoy this movie, but I don't know if it warrants anything more than a stream. I would hate for this to like disappear into the digital world and not be able to find it. So like I almost lean towards DVD, but I think probably just stream it.
Yeah, I think the same for me. I think it's if you're into like vampire stuff, like and you want to consume more vampire stuff, I don't think this is a bad one to watch. I think it's interesting in certain parts. It's a tad slow in some parts, but like I said, like I like the little moments where they're able to sort of build this world up a little bit. Where they're saying all these things are real. These are the different type of rules.
Right.
Because you also don't know if Luke is ever telling the truth.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
So like, there's also that like caveat too, right? Like, what is real? If there was a possible sequel, like there could be werewolves, because those are always like the arch enemies of vampires.
It seems to be, yeah.
Right.
I'm not sure where in the storyline where in history that turned out to be part of the storyline.
Van Helsing.
It is.
I think it is Van Helsing. Like, because Hugh Jackman, he ends up being a werewolf.
Right, but there's like the underworld.
Yeah, underworld too.
There was already.
Yeah, but like, there's probably a book.
Did they ever fight in like the old black and white movies when you had like?
No, they're homies. Remember?
That's what I was thinking.
But I think it's because we're thinking about like the one with like there's Dracula, werewolf, a mummy, and the Frankenstein the Frankenstein's monster. That's what we're thinking about, the comedy. Sure, but I'm pretty sure there might be literature out there that we like just never read that probably pitted them against each other. One final question before we decide to close out, Kobe. What would you rather be, a vampire or a werewolf?
I feel like vampire is the way to go. Like, they just seem to be, depending on what story, what author, what lore, they seem to be significantly more powerful. And basically, like, as long as you don't get a stake to the heart, you're good to go for eternity.
Yeah. Our werewolves aren't immortal, right?
No.
See, that's the thing, right? Okay, so it depends on what iteration of werewolf you're gonna go by, right? Because there's like iterations out there of werewolves that can control themselves. Like if you're like what's that one game, like Brutal Beast or whatever from Super Nintendo, where you're
yeah,
Beast whatever. Like, if you can control yourself as a wolf, I think that's pretty cool.
That's much more enticing.
Yeah, it's much more enticing just because, like, like, vampires tend to have, like, they have these hierarchies that they have to, like, sort of abide by. If vampires are real, there's always, like, it's like a pyramid,
Yeah, pyramid
like,
scheme.
It almost feels like a corporation that you have to work for, like, and then there's, like, vampire nobles and all that stuff. There's too much, like, structure there.
Yeah.
There's something very enticing about, like, if you're able to wolf out at any moment, too, that's kind of cool. That would be kind of cool.
Right. Yeah, because it's much more... It seems much more enticing to be like, oh, that guy just made me mad. I'm going to go behind this building, turn into a wolf, come over here and eat him. Instead of being like, oh, that guy just made me mad. I hope he's around 26 days from now when the moon is full. Yeah,
like if you had to wolf out like a period, like I don't, man, then it becomes like an inconvenience.
Right. It's like the curse. It's really like the... Yeah.
Maybe, because I've been like, it's a curse right now, but then, then you get a wolf teacher, and he's like, well, I'll teach you how to wolf out whenever, man.
Right, yeah, if you could learn.
Yeah, if you
that
could
would
learn.
Be...
Exactly. Because you want to be a cool werewolf,
Right. Yeah. A Michael J. Fox surfing on top of your van werewolf.
Exactly. Being able to tap into those powers type of werewolf. And plus they can go out into the sun. I feel like, as much of a owl or whatever, a night owl I am, I still like love the beach at the daytime.
That's true. Yeah. How much protection does sunscreen actually give you if you're a vampire?
Exactly. Like my favorite depiction of that was in the show Angel. There was a ring that would give a vampire protection from the sun.
Okay.
And it had he had a little montage of like him going out into the daylight and like sort of feeling the sun for the first time in like 300-400 years.
Right.
And he just looks so like happy, but then he had to destroy it because if he ever lost the ring, then like now there's a vampire that has it and just wreak havoc during the daytime.
That's true. Yeah, nobody could stop.
Exactly, but they also still like I think Buffy still upheld those like sort of like rules, like you have to be invited in and stuff like that. Very, and see that's another thing. If you have to be invited, a werewolf doesn't have to be invited.
It's true. He can just bust through the window,
like the Kool-Aid man. Like, oh yeah.
It's really like a furry, weak Incredible Hulk.
Exactly. Oh, because I would like. I think a werewolf is like way cooler, just because of like I think there's more sense of freedom with the werewolf versus like every time you see like a vampire like movie or show, there's always like this structure.
Yeah, that's true.
They almost act like a mob.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thank you guys for joining us. Make sure to check out our links down below. It helps feed the channel. Mainly me and Colby for Surf and Turf.
And follow our socials because it's the easiest way to see what's going on. Our Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, our TikTok. Hey, if we can talk to you in some form of social media, we will try to.
Yeah, I would definitely be happy to do so. But thank you guys for joining us. My name is Barry.
This is Colby.
And this is Who Watches This. If you guys want to check it out as a theme music, it is Lee Rosevere. It's called Arcade Montage. It's on her album Muser Podcast 3, and her Bandcamp is down below.
Thank you.